Alright everybody, welcome back to 2064 Read-Only Memories. It's trying to make you watch the little weird intro video again because I wasn't fast enough for it. It jumped the gun. We're just gonna jump straight in as soon as it's done being epic. It's gotta show off first, you know. It's like 2064, I think yes. Stop trying to continue me over there. That's obviously not where I am. Yeah. Oh, we're at my apartment? My apartment. Okay. I guess I saved it at my apartment. That's right, because we're about to go out and do something a little, cray-cray. It's dead, Jim. It's Turing, your borrowed companion ROM / investigation buddy.
Hi!
Hey Turing, how you doing, buddy? Oh yeah, I think he was like, you should rest first. You aren't sleepy right now. Oh, maybe we already rested. You don't know. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Ready to head out?
Yes. Let's go, buddy. You're not sleepy right now. Oh yeah, we were going to go, to do Tomcat's thing first.
Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building.
When we last played,
It
we
looks like
learned
most of the
that
businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io.
Hayden had been murdered. So, that's what we're dealing with right now, is the fact Turing's coping with the fact that Hayden was murdered. He doesn't really know how because he hasn't really been exposed to emotions like sadness and anger, and denial, and stuff like that. So he's never gone through the 5 stages. So it's he's learning how to live with that. Also, there's a new shout out of the month. This month, it is David Retro Games Played Badly. He goes and plays awesome, like, old school, like, retro games. So I would go check him out because, you know you want to. So yeah. Yeah, he's really cool. He's really awesome. So I would definitely go check him out and just look at all the awesome oldies that he's playing, because it's very nostalgic to see some of the ones that I've seen on there, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So yeah, definitely go check it out. I will put a link in the description so you guys can just be like, boop, and go there. Okay. Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely.
I guess we'll have to look further afield.
That makes sense. The MeshNet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us.
Sweet.
All we have to do now is head up and talk to her.
That's what I was gonna do.
No shenanigans this time.
Shenanigans? I don't even know the meaning of the word. Is that a dog? Zin's IK47 Executive Series ROM, designed for office and high-level account maintenance. It looks like a dog. Okay, that's a woman. Sorry, I thought it was like a receptionist, and I thought it was like a dude. He like not the up-close picture, but the far-away one looks like Hank from Detroit Become Human, and I was like, what are you doing here, Hank?
Oh, hello.
Hi,
Welcome
Zen.
to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up.
No.
Have a seat.
Yes.
Would you like a drink?
Water would be nice. Yes.
My assistant will bring it right away.
Are you gonna poison me?
Look,
You don't have to
I'll
lie, it's
start off
fine.
by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options.
like closing down. My controller is glowing a pastel pink right now.
Chances are I have another corporation
case you're
scoping out
wondering.
my territory.
Truth. Oh, I'm tangled in my own cord. Help.
If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media.
Yeah, but
At least then we can
I'm
fight back on
great
a familiar
journalist.
battlefield.
Can I touch your kangaroo dog bot? It's adorable.
Now, what do you know about our problem here?
Someone is tampering with your articles on the mesh.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network.
Or are they? What if it's an inside job? But from the outside.
The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging. Maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
What kinds of, I guess we'll just start at the top. What kinds of changes are
Mostly
being
little
made?
things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
So she chooses her words wisely when she's having them write articles. I mean, like, they can disagree with the human revolution, but they can't have, like, an extreme stance either way. Why are you so sure this isn't an inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else.
Doesn't an inside job just mean the person works there? I mean, it can be coming from the outside, but be an inside job.
They
'Cause they
told
know
me
where
that
all
they
the stuff
tore out
is.
all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones.
And who would know about that?
All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Fine. Do you have any idea where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself.
Could be.
The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Probably. Maybe. There's a chance. Okay, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Ha ha ha. Can you think of any reason why you're being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in
That's what they
Venezuela
all
as a
say.
sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places and it paid off. Cos.io Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF.
I mean, are they? That's what they all say.
It
Zen.
wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any
We're
changes
probably
to our
gonna find
model.
some fucked up shit here.
All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the human revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
Yep. Know if anyone else has articles being manipulated?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard
People are
questions.
stupid. I wasn't gonna tell you this important piece of information because it's embarrassing and we could get in big trouble, but it's a piece of information that could crack the whole case. Thanks,
So,
Zen.
you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help?
Hmm?
You heard me. Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason?
No.
Because I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right?
Yes. Probably.
My journalists are good.
I don't
But
know.
they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin
Serious
recommended you
contacts?
to
Do I
me
have
means you
those?
probably know the right people.
There's that one guy. But I mean, that's it. Does Turing count?
Now, does that cover it? I'd like to
Yes.
remove my nose from your ass.
That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions, and maybe when I come back, you'll stop being such a bitch and answer those questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even secondhand, but third hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly.
You're not my boss, because I don't have one.
Now,
I'm
I'd
my
show you
own
the door,
man.
but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
It just pans out and the building is literally on fire. She's been trying to put it out since you've been there.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help.
No, she's a real catch you next Tuesday, Turing. Don't worry about it.
She never brought you that water either.
Nope.
Is it always like this?
No. Yeah, she knows the game, but we didn't walk away with nothing.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all.
And justice, Turing. No revenge.
That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up.
I'm really worried about
We
that
should
with
make
Turing.
no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
What? Are we getting shot again? By that taser? Dude, Dude, Hank just got thrown out of a building. I mean, whatever her name was.
That's
Zin?
Zin!
Oh no, we need to go help her? Yes.
It's too late. Considering the angle and height of the fall, rendering suitable aid is beyond our capabilities now. Your desire is laudable, but emergency services are already on the way. They will assist her as much as they can. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. Perhaps we can still dispense justice. This is how we dispense justice, right?
We should call our cop friend. No, you need to... Do I have a phone? Dang it. I have an electro laser. Fine. I can't talk to any of these people, or even go check on her and see if she has anything to say. Alright, let's go.
It looks like the desk has been cleared off.
Was she thrown across it? Like they
Let's
grabbed
take
her?
a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon. Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard.
Yes, make it a fast moment.
Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe.
God, I hate when people do that. Just tell me the truth. I
The
do stuff
admin
with
ran
it.
a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to. Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this.
Truth. Swanky looking desk that curves at the edges. Anything else? Plant.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
What if it was the ROM? You're saying no one else is in here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
It could have been the ROM.
Son of a...
Hi, Lexi. I was gonna call. I was gonna call.
I should have figured the two of you would be here.
It's not me. It wasn't my fault. I was leaving.
You just won't stay
Don't
out
yell
of
at
trouble
me,
no matter
Lexi.
what I say, will you?
This time it was not my fault. This is a total misunderstanding.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, it wasn't our fault.
We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Why did you lie to Lexi? We could have told her about the articles.
Because it's better this way. We are chasing smoke trails. You think she would assist such an unlikely investigation? I do not need you
Yes.
to infer upon my motivations or highlight my duplicity. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zinn gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive.
Yeah, but she can't get answers about Hayden.
Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zinn out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out?
Yeah, and she could help because she's smart.
We have little
It's
time
tough.
for fooling about
she can
and
shoot
must
people.
get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main Neo SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map.
We really should have told Lexi
Let's go!
about Hayden. Would have been smarter.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Sounds like a plan. She does not look like she wants to work here.
Welcome to TMI
She's got
Entertainment
funny
Incorporated.
ears.
Do you have an appointment?
She's so cute. I didn't realize if you look at the other picture of her, they're like down behind her head, like she's really nervous. We need to speak with Charlie Nova.
I really can't let you in without an appointment. I can maybe pencil you in for next Wednesday?
We don't have time for this! People's lives are on the line here, and all you care about is an appointment?
Turing. Calm down, Turing.
Oh, look, if it's that important, I can buzz you through to Sympathy. But she isn't going to be very happy about being bothered off schedule,
It's
so
alright.
don't get your hopes up.
I get yelled at all the time.
And, try not to make her too mad. I'll be the one dealing with the fallout.
She's so cute.
Right, of course. I apologize. We will be as tactful as possible, I assure you.
Okay, she's over on the other side of the room. Head straight there, because she doesn't like it when people bother the talent.
Where's Sympathy? Talent show host. Stern looking. Talent show host. Wait, you said she. Is this Sympathy? Who's Sympathy? Where are you? Excuse me. Yes, quite. This is the only one that I can see that belongs.
I thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day.
Oh,
I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes.
that's not very nice.
At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you Sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
Making sure people don't get murdered.
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution.
Yep. What my friend Turing here said. Turing is like a notebook. Like, instead of me having like an actual journalistic notebook, I just have Turing.
We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You know, before he dies.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
True, but Charlie's gonna be murdered. I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner. Say that to Zin. I feel like say that to Zin might not be the best answer, but if we say that we'll break it under their banner, then maybe we'll get further.
I'm not hiring, kid.
I don't want to get paid.
I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Fuck it. Say that to Zin.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin?
Yeah, she's dead.
What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window.
Okay, she's not dead.
We figured Mr.
But
Nova
close.
might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie.
Oh, I guess that was the right answer. Okay.
If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible.
I'd rather you take care of the story than they can throw you out of a window. Oh, thanks.
I mean, shit. We're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown.
Dude.
Keep it civil, or I'll throw your
I'm
ass
cool.
out and figure this
Out
out
of a
on my
window?
own.
Was it you?
Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Yes. Sympathy. Are you Charlie?
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM.
This is Turing.
Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand.
Mine's better. I don't care what you say.
Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova,
Yeah, I
host
figured.
of Tonight in the Stars
You look
and
like you would be
Star
named
in the
Charlie
Stratosphere.
Nova. You're all shiny.
But you already knew that, I'm sure.
No. I don't watch the
What can
news.
I do for you?
Just like break him down. What can you tell me about TMI? Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Probably better. He seems like the type of guy who likes
Oh,
to be,
you flatter me. Yes, you do.
you know, ego stroked.
I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story. Have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye.
She gives everyone the stink eye, I'm sure. It's just something you gotta get used to, I bet.
I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history.
I feel like he's the kid that got the shit kicked out of him all the time for not shutting up.
Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the Mesh, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh, sure.
It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
What can you tell me about TMI?
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that.
That's what they all say. Everyone always says their network's the best. You don't know.
We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about sympathy.
She has none.
It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know?
I mean, I guess that's true.
Deep down.
She sent us here to make sure no one else died. Unless she's in on it, but...
I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being.
Probably both.
So, let's move on. What next?
Have you heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted to the Mesh?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
We've heard of other people's posts getting altered too. Let's do that.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it.
Yeah, sure, or you're thrown out
I
the
really
window.
don't know what I have to do with it, though.
Or ground up by a robot. What? It's a bit worrying that you don't know more. Calling him Chuck will probably just piss him off.
Need to know, and all that. I keep on top of the things that need my attention, and leave Sympathy to handle all the things that don't. My time is too important to be wasted
Stop
on trivial
vibrating.
things like minor technical glitches.
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to. So get the hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you've got, come back and see me again.
I don't want to throw him out of a window. I just throw him through one of those screens, but whatever.
Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Oh, they kicked me out? That's not very nice.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
She's like, if
You
anyone's
make her
gonna throw
even
something
madder?
at someone, it could be you.
Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Okay. Oh, no. Give me my menu. There we go. gonna be it for today. 'Cause my phone is saved. Oh. Poor rabbit girl. She's so nervous. Alright. I will see you guys next time with more of this robot shenanigan, death, murder, cyberpunk stuff. Where people are screaming at me all the time about stuff I didn't do. But I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye!